You, the people of this country.
If you email them in, comics@somenews.co.uk, or tweet at Mr. Stephen Allen or at Eric McElroy. Comics in Quarantine, Solving Problems, with Stephen Allen and Eric McElroy. Starting soon. Starting soon.
In a minute. 1 minute.
Well, maybe a bit longer than a minute, but soon. Soon. Comics in Quarantine, Solving Problems, with Stephen Allen and Eric McElroy. Starting soon. The web show we started because we were out of work.
And it is still true.
All right, don't rub it in. Comics in Quarantine, Solving Problems, with Stephen Allen and Eric McElroy. Starting soon. Using their expertise to solve problems.
You're going to have to use medical doctors with.
Nope, just two comedians talking rubbish out of their face holes. Comics in Quarantine, Solving Problems, with Stephen Allen and Eric McElroy. Starting soon. Lockdown 2020, giving Stephen Allen and Eric McElroy bigger compassion, time to write.
And guts.
Hell yeah.
You've shown and are continuing to show.
Only when we stand up on webcam. Comics in Quarantine, Solving Problems, with Stephen Allen and Eric McElroy. Starting soon.
Sounds interesting.
Thank you. Comics in Quarantine, Solving Problems, with Stephen Allen and Eric McElroy.
Hello and welcome to the midnight edition to Comics in Quarantine, Solving Problems. I'm Eric McElroy.
And I'm Stephen Allen. Hello.
Hello, welcome. Well, this is where we recap the show that we broadcast earlier, and it's a second chance to see the, I was going to say the hilarity, but I don't want to be too presumptuous.
Yeah,
should I say?
High.
I should be more American, shouldn't I, about these kind of things? Like, oh my God, it's going to be awesome. This show's amazing. But then you'll go, but you're giving it away for free. If it was that good, you'd be trash.
I'll do the British side of it, yeah. I mean, it's all right. It'll take up half an hour of your time. Well, what you're going to do with it? We're in lockdown and life's miserable, so...
But see, my American family that might be watching, their friends will be like, well, it's very brave of him to do this, so we're going to support him.
It is. It is brave of us to do comedy on the internet. It actually, touch wood, but it could have gone so much worse, couldn't it? You know what the internet's like.
Yes, we've had, I mean, this was our 29th episode, Steve, and we've had 2 that have been technical failures, and the rest have been comedic failures. But no, I think we had fun tonight. We covered some big news, because that's what we do in the show. We cover the headlines. We try and solve people's problems as well. But because we're comedians, I don't want to give it away, but we're really not the people to solve your problems.
Yeah, demographically, 2 comedians are not the people you should go to sort out the world, because it's the flaw of the comedian personality type is that if there is a joke and there is a good option, tasty humor. So we're not the ones to be left in charge.
I mean, because my wife, she tolerates me being a comedian when I was a comedian before we had to stop. And, when she says something sometimes, and then I know, but inside, I'm just like... And she's like, why did you have to say that? I'm like, because I can't. You just said that. I can't. You've set that up. You just can't say something with that much double entendre in it and not expect me to go, I can't. I don't have an outlet of performing at live gigs right now. What do you expect me to do?
That is so true. Whenever we do online gigs, I mean, this is like an online show. Online gigs are a bit different because they're still a bit more stand-up-y. As soon as I finish doing those, I'm just too punchy afterwards. I'm like, boo, punchlines. Oh, no one needs that guy.
It's a joke. Anyway, so we covered some news tonight, I think. Marginally solved some problems, but I think it was a fun one.
We talk fish, we talk Parliament, we talk finding a job in America and wearing a mask. I think that's the main truth of it. I out myself as a northerner. We didn't get to talk about Chris Grayling, which is upsetting because I really wanted to get stuck into the fact that he was all set to be the chair of a committee and somehow managed to get voted out before he was voted in, which is rare for Chris Grayling because normally he only fails when he's been in the job for a while.
Oh, this is a new level. He must be. He's probably ticking some boxes. He's like, can I fail in the job? Can I fail out of the job?
Yeah.
So
if there was still the BBC TV's version of Record Breakers, he'd be on there as the politician who's had more portfolios he managed to screw up. It's amazing. He was in charge of the trains during the time when the train timetable was great if you didn't like getting to work. Then he was in charge of the ferry company that didn't have any ferries.
Yeah, nice.
He could have given that contract to Roxy Music and it would have made more sense because at least they have one ferry. And then everyone calls him failing Grayling. And there's got to be a point where you think, yeah, that's just because it rhymes, but maybe this is a self-fulfilling prophecy. If I'd failed as much as he had, I would change my surname to Gruxeeding just to see if it happened. So we didn't get to talk about him, which is a shame.
Didn't get to talk about him, but we did now. We just did now.
Thought I'd chuck it in because I'm not going to use those jokes elsewhere. So.
That's right. There's nowhere else to joke. So please enjoy what was the 9 o'clock special is now the midnight special. And if you like the show, you can subscribe. You can share it with your friends right now. You can hit the share button on Facebook and let other people enjoy a little bit of comedy for about half an hour or so.
Yeah. Right. Let's jump in. Enjoy. Hello and welcome to Comics in Quarantine Solving Problems. I'm Stephen Allen.
And I'm Eric McElroy. Hello!
Yes, he is indeed. So welcome to this. Twice a week we do this little comedy show where we sort out the problems. The world is full of problems. The news tells us many of them. You tell us some of the other ones as well. We'll have a crack at solving it, but, we're not going to promise too much because this is the internet and so many things on the internet are utterly fake. Keep messaging through the show. Wherever you're watching it, you should be able to message or you could tweet us. I'm at Mr. Stephen Allen.
I'm at Eric McElroy.
And send the comments through. Any questions, we'll try and answer those. If you enjoy the show, the link's down the bottom. More on that as we talk about donations later. But let's jump in with some of the news-based problems. Eric, what are you going to deal with?
That's right. Well, I was part of a major news story last night. And before we get too far into it, don't forget, if you're on Facebook, you can share the show to your friends, your followers, your enemies. We don't mind. We cater to all types. But yes, Steve, I was part of a major news story, and that, we have the headline for right here, was that verified Twitter accounts were hacked. Major U.S. Twitter accounts were hacked in a Bitcoin scam last night, which means anyone with a little blue tick had their Twitter taken over. They were posting messages they couldn't control, and I happen to have one of those blue-ticked accounts. Were you affected by this, Steve?
I wasn't because I kept my powder dry too long. I didn't want to. I didn't want to get verified during that phase when you could apply for it. I was like, no.
Don't tell people that. Oh, Jesus.
No. So I held out, and now they've cancelled the program, so I can't.
I basically managed to get my Twitter account verified when they had an online form, and they opened it up, and they basically, if you could prove that you've been on telly, and I've been on Newsnight. Oh yeah, I've been on Newsnight, bitches. and breakfast. And I mean, I haven't been on a major BBC Two show, but whatever. So it was easy to get in. And then they shut that down because so many right-wing nut jobs also got on at the same time.
Why was I not doing it during the right-wing nut job phase?
I know I realized that was my moment. Even if I can't say Newsnight. But hydroxychloroquine.
Yeah.
Anyway. Check out previous episodes to understand why that's exciting for me to be able to say now. But we can see some of the tweets that were sent out. We've got good old Elon Musk here. Elon there. So it's basically the scam was this. I'm feeling very generous because of COVID-19. Basically, send me a Bitcoin of $1,000 and in the next hour, and I will send you double that money back. They got Barack Obama. You know, that illegal president of the United States. Sorry, it's the right-wing side of me coming out again. He was born in Kenya.
Got you verified.
Got me verified, whatever it takes. You can see there was even the second tweet that they got to send out, just sent out $40,000. I mean, I don't even think they have an idea yet of how many thousands of dollars were sent through Bitcoin. And of course, since I'm verified as well, we can see what I was tweeting out at the same time. Oh, that's a different story. Never mind. That was I actually tweeted that. We'll talk about that later. Take that down, Steve. But I mean, there's a simple reason why, even though I did have the blue tick, my account wasn't hacked in the same way, is because I think they figured out that I don't have any money to send back. So
fair
the
enough.
scam wouldn't have worked. You know, people would be like, I'm not giving him $1,000. There's no way. I've seen his Comics in Quarantine show. He spends the whole time begging for a drink.
Yeah. Buy us one drink and we'll send two back, but we won't.
That's right. So, yeah, I realized there was no way. But I mean, I don't know. Would you, if you'd seen that on Barack Obama's Twitter feed, Steve, would you have thought, oh, this seems like a legitimate, or Elon Musk, or any of, I think Bill Gates got hacked, a number of people.
I mean, all of these people. So Obama, clever, clearly, clever enough to become president, although actually, I suppose that these days doesn't mean much. But strikes you as a clever kind of guy. Bill Gates must be good at maths. Elon Musk, I mean, for the kind of figures he's dealing with, even just to see how much he got paid that week, he must be great at maths. And the idea that someone would say, you give me 1,000, I'll give you 2,000 back. They could make that equation so much simpler. Just cut out the middleman, I'll just give you 1,000. Why are we dancing around like this? So if you fell for that, I'm calling you an idiot. So if there are thousands of people who've done it, thousands of idiots out there. And it's good. I like the idea that there are a bunch of idiots. If you are one of those idiots who will fall for stupid, obviously scams things on the internet, then what you should do is donate to us on this web address. If you go to bit.ly/donate here, you idiot, you could buy us a drink. Follow the web address. Go on, see what happens.
And when the pubs are open again, full time, all the time, we won't buy you a drink.
No.
It's not going to happen. But yeah, so I didn't get hacked, though. I mean, how exciting would it have been? I couldn't tweet for a while, so that was exciting. That was part of a major news story.
Yeah, I can see why they went for the people who are famously rich rather than you. But are you not worried that if they could get into Elon Musk's account, they could get into yours?
Again, I think one of the nice things about not having nothing is I got nothing to steal.
But it just goes to show the privacy on Twitter is not great. Now, I know this is possibly not a technological hack. There is a chance that someone on the inside was coerced or bribed or something. They're still looking into it, I imagine. But it's not like a technical failure. Part of me thinks, is this what happens when people work from home? Because Twitter famously said, go on, work from home, do what you want. And then you never know who's around someone's house when they're working from home. This could be a security issue.
I don't give my son any of my passwords.
Good
No
idea.
Way. There is no way. I've got a preteen boy in the house. God knows what might go out there.
Yeah, I think let's not even guess about it. Right, some messages coming through on this. Ellie says, nice web address. It works. Follow that web address, and you can. There. I just wonder how many. We should, at the end of it, when we've done the show, we can count up how many pounds came in through the idiot link. Let's have a look. We got just people are saying hi to each other. They're saying hi to each other in the message board, and that is mainly what is in there at the moment. They're just doing it in foreign languages.
Well, that's nice. We've got an international audience.
Yeah.
I know we were going to see if I could see some of the links on my side this time, but it's not working.
So
I could be in charge of keeping count of the people who come into our idiot account, or you can use if you feel like you're still an idiot and don't trust that other account, you can still give us in the joke pit one as well. Don't feel like you have to limit it to the Bitly one. But it's nice that everybody's happy to see each other.
Well, that's good. Also, thank you. These are people who watched the show that we did on Tuesday. It's still available online. I think it's time for an update on something we talked about. I want to talk about the masks, since we did a big feature on masks, and they're back in the news. Front page of the Metro. You really couldn't mask it up. I don't get that. I don't get that as a pun. It's meant to be a bit like make, because it's got two of the letters the same.
Yeah, I think that's what they've gone for. You couldn't make it. That must be make it up.
Yeah, number 10.
Muck it up?
Exactly, it doesn't make any sense as a pun. Number 10 saying you don't have to wear a mask in Pret, but the Chancellor did. Don't start that. That's fine. The concept of a rule is you have to stick to it in the areas you have to stick to it, but it doesn't mean that you can't do the thing when you don't have to. So it's not illegal to not wear a mask in a place you're not legally required to. Like, if he wants to wear a mask into Pret, go for it. Absolutely brilliant. Don't start getting all precious about what these laws mean, otherwise it's all going to kick off. I think people are just trying to find problems with the simple, wear a mask, there you go. Simple as that. I can tell people are struggling with it, because front page of the Telegraph, I think it was, next stop, masks in offices. So what? If it saves lives, just put a flipping mask on. There are many benefits. If you are wearing a mask in an office, that means you can sit there in a meeting and not have to stifle yawns anymore. I've spent so long in meetings just trying to do that face where you're trying to hold it in. People can tell. So enjoy it. COVID means you can get away with yawning in meetings. Well, I say get away with yawning in meetings. Maybe don't do it like this.
Okay, moving on to item 19 on today's agenda. And I think Are you okay there, Steve? What? Did you see my lips move? No. Then whatever you heard must have been coming from outside.
Method acting. Also, I bought another mask just for acting.
You did not.
I did. I got a white one now, which I never understood how people could wear it under their chin, because all the ones I've had go around the ear, but these ones have got two lines that go around the back of the head. So now I could actually do the chin warmer thing like all those other idiots do. Elsewhere on front pages talking about masks, the Express gave us this picture of singer Rod Stewart. Much to unpack here. They simply look at the fact that it's a leopard print one. But look closer. He's double bagging. He's got two masks on.
Damn.
He's got the standard blue followed by the strange leopard print. And I think I know why. Because we all remember what Rod Stewart did in the 70s. He wore outfits like that. So that mask is clearly just like worn out pants of his old trousers. And he has to put the other mask on just to get a bit of nice air in there.
Yeah. I mean, I've done double protection before. But different. Let's not talk about that.
The old two bags, one for you, one for her. No, that's a different thing.
It's a different thing.
Is your mask tax deductible, says Heather? It better flipping be. I've now got 3 masks for comedy purposes, a blue one, a white one, and a black one for all the acting. So look, I am clearly atypical, because I'm a bloke and I've got 3 masks. How'd you like them apples? Because the news tells us men don't wear, this is the one, men are less likely to wear masks. It's another sign of toxic masculinity, apparently, but the surveys are men are less good at wearing masks because we see it as not quite as manly. I'm here to help as the mask guru.
Yeah, so man me up.
I've set up an Amazon page. If you'd like to buy some of the masks that I have available, I have these. So these are manly masks. They're manly face masks, disposable face coverings that won't make you look like a little tiny girly, and they come in 3 sizes, the large, the extra large, and the Gérard Depardieu. He has a big face, doesn't he? I mean, I've got a big face, but he's got a big face. So first in the selection is this tasty little number. That face mask makes you look like Sub-Zero from the computer game Mortal Kombat Parts 1 and 2. By the time you get into 3, his brother turns up, it gets a bit confusing. But if you want to look like the leader of the Lin Kuei, look at that sexy manly mask. And you'll know about this, Eric, to make trucks look more manly in America, there's a thing called truck nuts.
Yep, that's true.
It's like a moulding of a scrotum that you hang off the back of the car. Pop it on the mask.
That is a real thing, guys. If anybody's like, oh my God, Steve's made that up. Nope.
Truck nuts
Those
are
are
real.
my people. Those are my people.
face mask nuts. Yes, it makes you look a bit like a turkey, but you know what? You're a manly turkey. But I was thinking, what could be the manliest thing to have on a mask? What would be the most manly thing for your face ever? So for the same price, you can buy Steve's beard face mask. You can look as manly as Steve's beard by mimicking the same look on your double-bagged face mask.
Nice. We have. I mean, you watch a lot of these online shows. They've got merch.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, maybe on that. That's we could keep using that. Give me money, stupid or idiot. Like, or we could sell some of that merchandise, and there's no need to actually ship it because I just ordered something from a company called Wish and I wish it's going to come, but that's another story. Anyway, but I mean, there are some advantages. People need to embrace the mask because it does mean that they're going to be able to open up Disneyland Paris, right? And they just ran an advert showing how safe it is to go. We've got a little clip of the advert here.
Nous avons la chance aujourd'hui, pour répondre justement à toutes vos questions, d'accueillir ici Daniel Delcourt. Bonjour Daniel.
Bonjour Jeanne.
Je suis vraiment ravie de t'accueillir ici aujourd'hui. Alors pour ceux qui ne te connaissent.
Oh dear, sorry. Yeah, that I wouldn't want to do that because if you wear that mask, it makes you speak French.
Of all the places that are opening up, I would not go to whatever it's called these days, Disneyland Paris.
No.
In terms of infections, the place is unbelievable. Yet there's a chance of coronavirus, and you should see the size of the rodents there. It's a classic joke.
Classic Steve joke.
Just means it's good. Just means it's classic.
Yeah.
Right, method. Who's this one gone? Mark says method yawning. It flipping was, wasn't it? Some acting on the show. Ellie says not keen on the animal print masks. Where do you stand on the animal print masks?
Yeah, I think it might be a bit much. Yeah, well, somebody's going to get upset about it, aren't they? Somebody's going to be like, "Oh, look at the poor little animals," you know. I mean, unless you've killed the animal yourself, and then it's fine.
All right, yeah. I was going to say that the risk is if you wear like leopard print, Donald Trump Jr. will just shoot you. Exactly. And then Carol Baskin will try and use you to kill one of her husbands, allegedly.
Yeah, and if I mean the way things are going, if I can't get more work soon, we've got a dog in the house.
The amount of time I spent learning to do an audible gulp for comedy purposes. It was months I worked on that, and I'm proud that I did.
Time well spent. Time well spent.
Mark says, I've got 5 masks, took 3 out yesterday, 1 by mistake. Ellie says, the mask guru. I am the mask guru, I think that's what it is. Yeah. I have a lily print mask, a tartan print mask, and an owl print mask. Oh, that must be, especially if you can turn your head all the way around. 2 from a local pharmacy.
That'd be good though if you got the owl mask. We could do the owl mask and make sure it goes all the way around and have eyes on the back of your head as well, and then people won't know whether you're coming or going.
Freak people out, yeah. You're not going to get mugged that way, are you? Nice. Any messages you can send through here? I think we've solved the problem with masks. Wear the flipping thing, but then we solved it on Tuesday and it didn't change anything. And if you've enjoyed the show enough, enjoying it enough to buy us a drink, the link's down the bottom.
Yes, I can see a few drinks have come through. Thank you to Chris for a very generous drink there. That's gonna be a martini drink there, Steve. That's a nice one. Right. Well, I mean, we do try and cover the big stories. I mean, I think because we say it's comic solving problems. So we solved the mask problem. Wear the fucking mask. The Twitter story. I guess the solution to that problem is don't give Elon Musk or Barack Obama money. Give us money.
Yeah.
And now a big problem, of course, is a lot of people, not just in the UK, but it's a big deal in the US. Unemployment is really high. And, what is the government going to do about it? They're going to, is it time? What are people going to find jobs in? Are those jobs going to be there? And it might mean that it's time for somebody to do something different if their job just isn't there anymore. Some people might say that might be true for comedians, which is why we're here, showing away twice a week, praying. But the White House, and you'll be pleased to know this isn't under Donald Trump. So this is going to be a real initiative led by Ivanka Trump. Have announced a new campaign, and we've got the announcement, which of course was done on Twitter as a real tweet. We've got the tweet here where they rolled it out, and the campaign is to find something new. And there she is, Ivanka, laying it out with her father, the initiative. But you'll notice, I mean, I'm sure there's some social distancing here, but look how far away she is from her father. I mean, she must be taking advantage of this whole 6 feet, Dad. It's got to be 6 feet, okay? For the first time in her life, she probably feels safe. So they've done a big campaign to get people engaged in this. And we've got actually the advert that's going out in America to give people the opportunity to find something new.
I know what you're thinking.
I need a job. I need a new career.
Well, I've been there.
I've been there.
I've been there. I wasn't happy with what I was doing.
After high school, I didn't have a plan.
I just wanted to start working. I got laid off twice, but you gotta keep going.
You just need the right skills. Find an apprenticeship.
I found a 2-year IT program.
I found a medical course online.
I'm now a consultant in the tech space.
You have more options than you think. You can do this.
You will find something.
You will find something new.
Yep. That's their big idea, Steve.
Wow.
Find something new. This is the campaign they're rolling out in an election year. Find something new. And y'all know what the answer to find something new is? I got my answer right here. Show 'em, Steve.
Oh, dear.
Kanye 2020. Woo! Woo! Y'all thought I was going to talk about Joe Biden. No. Kanye all the way, all right? Because you know what? I know he says he's dropped out because he is my only one. I see him, and it's my homecoming. I want to have a good life, Steve, because I love lockdown. It's going to make me famous.
Yep. Any more?
I can honestly say I haven't listened to any of those songs. Nope. I mean, listen, my first concert was John Denver. I've never moved on from then. If Kanye wanted to cover Grandma's Feather Bed, I'd listen to that. But regardless, something new is necessary. Now, there was just one part of that ad, though, that it just got me a little bit. And it's this little part of it right here.
You have more options than you think. You can do this.
You will find something.
You will find something new.
Yeah. You know, do you know how many girlfriends said that to me over the years? You have more options than this. Why don't you just move along, right? Yeah. So that kind of got to me.
Yeah. America's dumping its employees.
Basically,
wow.
What's happened there.
I mean, it's not a great slogan. Ellie comes up with a good one. Make yourself great again. Would be put a hat on it. Good idea. Yeah.
We can add that to the merch, Ellie. We'll put that on the site with Steve's beard.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Imagine having the Steve beard and a red hat and make yourself great again. I mean, only an idiot would look like that. And they're the people we're after, because they'll be sending money on the link bit.ly/donate here, you idiot.
Oh, man. And thank you to Stephen, actually, for doing some donations. So we appreciate that. Thank you very much, guys.
It's not the US, it's you. Are you saying it's just us? Oh, no, it's not us, it's you. I see, as in, like, that's how they're breaking up. But actually, it works on many levels. It's not the US, it's you. Go and find a job. I love the idea of go and try and find something new. Is basically saying, have you ever considered sex work? That's the only way people are going to make money.
And now you can see why Donald Trump was behind that initiative.
Yeah. Oh, dear. Right. So thank you for the messages and keep them coming through. I'll try and track down even more of them over there somewhere. I've got about 15 laptops on the go these days. Given the number of stupid things blokes wear out of choice, quite surprised that they won't wear masks. Hashtag golf clothes. Oh, good point. Put a big hat and some tartan in there and the blokes will be loving it. Keep the messages coming through, and if you'd like to buy us a drink, links on the bottom. And I want to do a roundup for my people. You've talked about America. I want to talk about my people, the North.
Oh, right. I wasn't sure which people you're going with there.
Yeah, the ginger-bearded. No, the up north, bad day for the northern people, as the headline told us that the Prime Minister suggested that York could be the temporary home for the Parliament. And on behalf of people from the North, I say, no, thank you. No. Why would anyone want that? Why would the North want stupid politicians travelling up to the North, being annoying, trying to order things in French in a greasy spoon? Get yourself... That was how it used to be. You keep all those people in London. There's a reason why it's hellish to drive in London, because that's kind of where those people are. You put them all together in an area and you tell them, don't go north, it's grim. And it keeps them away. It does seem odd that I'm defending the North. A lot of people try and challenge my northern status. They say, oh, you don't sound northern. Interesting. Also in northern news, the northern accents are becoming more similar as a middle-class general northern English emerges. Oh, now I don't like this for many reasons. Mainly because being northern isn't about the accent. You can't reduce it down to that. You can't say you don't sound northern, therefore you're not. And if I'm brutally honest, one thing that annoys me so much is when middle-class people tell me I'm not working class. Who gives you the level of confidence and self-assuredness to say to other people what class they are? Oh, it's because you're middle class. Oh, that's why. So if we go back to that headline, actually, so it's Manchester, Leeds and Sheffield accents are becoming difficult to distinguish. Apparently they're all blending into one, which, for where I'm from, northern parts of Nottinghamshire, I don't think it's true. In fact, I have prepared a statement for my fellow East Midlanders. Now it's ton soft with me accent when I'm going on, me duck.
What?
And I know a lot of people would struggle to understand that, so I've actually got some subtitles for us. Now it's ton soft with me accent when I go on, me duck.
That helps a lot.
That's really cleared that up, didn't it? So glad we got it sorted. Heather, aren't you from the Midlands, Steve? Yeah, but I'm northern. In the big fight, if there was a fight between the north and the south, I know which side I'd be on. I
like that we're getting heckled about where you're actually from.
Yeah. For a start, Steve, you just said class the wrong way. It's class. So up north, there's more problems. So I'm giving my credits. This is why I'm defending the north. And we've got problems up there because there was another headline today saying that Hippie Crack is now reaching parts of the north. Police warn of a Hippie Crack abuse incidents in East Lancashire. And we were talking about this, about what to do on the show, and you didn't really know what Hippie Crack was.
No, I know about hippies. I know about crack. That's never been a thing. I thought, let's put these two things together. I don't know what I'm talking about myself.
But you might have seen those little canisters look like little tiny soda stream canisters.
Yeah.
The little propellant thing for things. You see them everywhere, and it's because young folk are using them to get high instead of doing proper work. So what I did, I put together, to help you and everyone else watching, a small documentary about the problem of Hippie Crack. Enjoy. I just finished a run because I like getting high on life. That's too hard for kids these days. They use things like ketamine, street name Ket, or Meow Meow, street name Cat. But now there's a bigger problem. Hippie Crack. Sure, it sounds fun. You hear the words Hippie Crack and you think this. But it's not that. It's a drug. I spoke face-to-face time with a doctor to find out more.
So what is Hippie Crack? It's nitrous oxide, known as laughing gas, because when people take it, sometimes they laugh uncontrollably.
We should give that to the audience.
Yes, quite. Another reason why one could feel the high is anoxemia. The nitrous oxide could replace some of the oxygen, lowering your oxygen levels in your blood.
If you want to do that, just wear a face mask, fool.
No, don't you start.
Eager to find out more, I sat down with a supplier. We've agreed to protect his identity because he's scary.
Yeah, well, it's actually illegal to just sell it online for personal use, but those little cartridges are sold as a propellant for things like whipped cream dispensers in the catering industry. So I just used to sell it as kitchen supplies. Some of the names I used to sell to, there was Mr. Hollywood, Paul Hollywood, he got through a lot of gear. Mary the Nana Berry, she must have been in charge of some sort of cartel, the amount she was going through. And right at the top, there was Mr. Kingpin. Sorry, Mr. Kipling.
And now we all know more about Hippie Crack.
I've learned a lot, Steve. I've learned a lot.
I mean, there's a strong chance that what happened was, when I was out on a run, I thought of the joke about Mr. Kipling, and the rest of it was put together just to let me do that. But,
How many hours today was that?
That was a good 2 hours to do that. Filming in different locations, different shirt for every single bit. What am I doing?
You incorporated the speaking, in incognito. You got the interview in there.
Yeah.
You got all the Steve specials.
Did the replacement face thing.
Yep.
Yeah, all of that.
Yeah.
All of that.
This is what you guys are getting, guys. This is what your donations purchase.
This is the good stuff. These masks ain't going to buy themselves, which for some reason I keep buying to act in. Some more messages coming through. Mark says, move the Parliament to Milton Keynes. You can then make each MP stand on a separate roundabout, and that's social distancing. Very good.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. If they go to Milton, they'll never find out. What I love about driving to Milton Keynes is that in between the roundabouts, you get to go 70 miles an hour. So the whole time you're just like, no, you can. It's a motorway in between. So it's like
around Milton Keynes, not through it though. Those roads through it aren't 70.
They were when I did it.
Nice. Chris says that mysterious guest has the same curtains as you, Steve. They're very popular from Asda.
Very popular curtains.
Stephen says, I wonder why some politicians might want to keep driving up and down the M1. Surely has nothing to do with those adult stores. Don't forget your love eggs.
Yep. So how do we solve that problem of both Hippie Crack and Parliament going to the north? We could combine those things?
Or basically don't send the Parliament. Genuinely, here's how you solve it, right? What you do is you move the House of Lords out to wherever. No one cares. They don't turn up anyway. You see, you can put that in the north. We're not going to be infested with loads of those. Then you refurbish the Lords. Then move the Commons into the Lords, and then refurbish the Commons.
Right.
Actually just solved it. And then when you've done, crack open some Hippie Crack. Everyone has a nice time. I think I've just solved everything.
Wow. We just end the show forever now. It's just done. We've solved all the problems with a little bit of...
Mark says that they're driving up and down the A1 for the sex dolls. You've got to go back a few episodes to realise why that's a catchphrase.
It's all there online, guys. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Right. Well, I think we've got... is this our final story? We do try and cover the big news here, folks. And there's a lot going on in the world. We try and solve the big problems. Obviously, many of us are dealing with issues of unemployment. We're dealing with a little bit of hippie crack. We're dealing with, a pandemic, the biggest pandemic in 100 years. And then I came across this headline. Fish with luscious human lips and teeth perplexes and arouses social media. It's a real picture. Those are some nice lips. I don't know.
Those are some excellent teeth, especially when you consider it doesn't brush.
Yeah, it's definitely not a British fish.
It can't floss.
I guess that's why it's so important to have that chlorination in the water. So that must be what's doing it.
It's fluoride in the water that does teeth, not the chlorine.
Oh, right. Yeah. Sorry.
Sorry, pause the comedy for a while, because you mentioned a chemical, so I'm afraid I have to be that guy.
I brush my teeth with chlorine.
It's not. It's in the same group, but it's got another layer of electrons underneath it. It makes it very different.
Donald Trump told me to take some chlorine, some Clorox. And my teeth are whiter since I started taking it.
Teeth aren't as white as this fish, though. Look at that.
I know. Look at that.
They are good. They are good lips. Is anyone else wanting to shout out the words "Feed me, Seymour"? It's got no
classic. But you know what? I started looking at this. I don't know if this is basically a weird part of evolution, but there are, of course, other animals that are starting to take on human characteristics. And I found out this fish is a real thing as well. We've got a picture here. There we go. Look at that, Steve. What do you think that is?
Can I guess that fish has evolved to be best friends with this fish?
No, I think the second fish there would rather have a fish that didn't have that many teeth. This is known as the penis fish, and this picture was taken in Northern California, where after a storm, thousands, and this is a quote from The Guardian, so maybe that's why they put it this way. This is, quote, thousands of pink, throbbing, phallic creatures wound up pulsating along a beach 50 miles north of San Francisco.
Wow. North of San Francisco, just a small trip, surely.
Which leads to the obvious, it's like in San Francisco for those people who are nervous.
I love the fact penis fish is normally a phrase that would get you thrown out of the band Marillion.
I don't understand that joke. But it's technically a marine worm. It's not a fish. So sorry to burst any bubbles there.
It's only got one ball as well. I don't want to get technical on it. But,
it doesn't like you to mention that there was an accident.
It's a Hitler fish, is what that is.
All right. So we've got the fish with lips. Mm-hmm. We got the penis fish, and it did remind me of